gonna sit at home, thank you so much for being here. So this video is a bit of a nosy video because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna research, well, I already have, of course, 3 really cool developments that are happening in the city of Toronto. In my humble opinion, I think these are gonna elevate the city that much more. It's actually already happening. 2 of the 3 projects are already on the way, and I've been to them, and that's how the idea started. I went there and I was just like, oh, this is interesting, and I learned more, and then I learned more online. Anyway, you get the point. Definitely let me know what you know, because I'm sure there's lots more information about all of these projects. Please don't judge me too harshly in terms of some of the facts. Maybe I'm just going off of what's online. Anyhow, let's get right into it. Let's go. And I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, Technology by Inu. More about them later in the video. So the first area that this video is going to be about is located very centrally, pretty much downtown, kind of closer to the Cherry Beach / Tommy Thompson Park. It is called Portlands. I'm going to quickly insert the Google Maps area here so you can see the area of Portlands over there in the red. And right away, let's get into some key facts about this area. So Portlands is a man-made area, about 356 hectares in southeast Toronto. The goal of this whole project really is flood protection, building wetlands, meadows, and soil contamination rescue. But of course, this is also going to be a huge development with condos, a media hub, and even an art path. And the cost of this project is 1.25 billion Canadian dollars. That is actually, surprisingly, not the most expensive project in this video, so stay tuned. This project began in 2017, and the park spaces are to open in 2025, which they have already done, and that's what I'm going to show you in a second. Portland's area is projected to house almost 40,000 people and provide about 30,000 jobs in the future. And another thing that for me is so very exciting is that they are creating the Basin Media Hub. It's a 250 million purpose-built state-of-the-art film and television and digital media hub in Toronto's Portlands. This is another thing that's going to be so amazing for the city for sure. And over here we are at the Bedia Siege Park. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correct. And by the way, the meaning of that name is sunlight shining towards us. And by the way, this is the largest park to open in Toronto in a generation. And another interesting thing about this park is that it's opening in 2 phases. So this is the first phase that I'm showing you right now. It is approximately 50 acres, but additional 10 acres are going to open in 2026, along with the first in Canada, Lesondai Art Trail. We were actually really highly impressed by this park. It had of course, the children's play area that was very interactive. The kids were really into it. And for just adults, there was lots to walk around. There's really pretty bridges. I think we passed 2. And then there was just actually a lot of like greenery, and there's the river. And yes, we're very close to downtown Toronto, but it felt like we're going for a hike up north. And I don't say that lightly because I love my hikes in the middle of nowhere, and this felt like the middle of nowhere. I loved it. And here's another cool area. This has a raccoon. So the area before had an owl that the kids could climb upwards, like right into the head of the owl and the raccoon, and even into the tail over here. Are just so adorable. I love seeing parks that are so creatively approached and in such an authentic Canadian way. Absolutely love this. By the way, the parking right now, at least right now, was free. When I checked this out, it was very busy and it was kind of hard to find parking. We had to wait. So just heads up about that. I wish there was more parking for that specific park. So yes, definitely, if you're heading there, the parking is a bit of an issue. And if anybody of the development team watching, I hope there's going to be more parking. I'm sure there will be. It's just kind of in the process of being built. And over here, some gorgeous aerial views from the Waterfront Toronto website. So this river essentially was created, as I understand, and now we have a river close to downtown Toronto. It's continuation of Don River, but it's still somewhat of a new river, so that's pretty cool. This is how it used to look like. And over here is a potential of flood. So actually even Leslieville has a potential of being flooded by Don River if Don River gets a lot of water. So definitely that's another part of this project, big part of this project, to ensure that flood prevention essentially. And over here is a kind of rendering of the condos that are going to come and kind of the buildings that are going to come together with the media hub that I talked about. So it looks really interesting. Definitely going to be a whole kind of area of the city that is going to be developed. But as I understand, this is also kind of like a projection. It's not yet set in stone, so things could change. And over here is a look at La Sandai Art Trail, which, as I understand, is going to be a trail that has art, which is so very cool. I love any kind of artsy things, and this is like an outdoor art trail with different artists that I think it's going to be changing from time to time. So another great highlight. And by the way, this should open in 2026, so fairly soon. And here's the Basin Media Hub rendering, which essentially just looks like a bunch of squares at this point, and the name is coming because of the address. It's the project is located on 26 Basin Street, and it's going to be 8.9 acre waterfront.
And just a quick pop-up to talk about the sponsor of today's video, the company that is called InU. So these guys make some amazing digital products. I've been working with them for the last half a year, and they've sent me a number of things to try out. And I can honestly say that I use them all the time and not just in my road trips. Though for the road trip specifically, I have been using a lot of this power bank. So it has this cool little lanyard that is also a charger. And in general, this is a great power bank. It's tiny, but it has 10,000 milliamperes, which is actually quite rare for this size of a power bank. And another thing I use every single day is their wall charger. This is a 100-watt wall charger, and it's for laptop over here. That's what I use for my laptop. Over here is for the phone, and this is for the tablet. So really nice, really powerful wall charger if you ever need one. Great company. They're on Amazon. I'm going to post the links down below.
Okay, now let's head into our second development project in the city of Toronto. And by the way, you probably have heard about this project already, especially if you have heard about the Rogers Stadium, where, by the way, Coldplay concert took recently place. And so the name of this project, this area, is YZD, which is the old name of the airport that was in this area. And what's funny is that actually the developers are keeping the runway and they're gonna create it more of like a park, leisure area for the public. YZD is the name given to the 370-acre site that was formerly Downsview Airport in Toronto. This whole project is more of a residential area, but also with a lot of parks and a lot of just like entertainment. So eventually the goal is to accommodate more than 55,000 residents and around 23,000 jobs expected to be created. So nearly 74 acres of parks, green open spaces, also reimagined runway. As I said, that's 2 kilometers to become a public corridor. I think that's such a great idea. The project is estimated at 30 billion Canadian dollars. I cannot believe this number. That is absolutely insane. And it will be 7 new neighborhoods connected, but they will all be distinct. So we were here for a graffiti weekend. They had a bunch of cool artists just doing graffiti in the hangar of one of the old hangars that the planes used to be at. And we checked it out. This is now closed. This is not a thing anymore. It's just usually if you go on their website, and I'm going to link their website down below, or actually going to put it here on the screen, there's lots of entertainment things, and many of them are free. Like there used to be rollerblading. There were just so many cool free things that these guys are doing. And that is a way to get people excited about this project, because it's already a very exciting project, obviously, but it's also to get people involved and to understand that this is a place you want to be at and eventually maybe even live. As I mentioned, this will be a huge development in terms of condos. Name of the developer is Northcrest Developments. So yes, we checked out all of the graffiti, and over here is their main kind of Northcrest building with the YZD in front of it. And when you go inside, I'm pretty sure it's publicly opened. I think you can check it out. I'm sure on the weekend, I'm not sure during the weekday. And over here they had a whole 3D kind of model of what is happening and what is the idea and what is the goal. I thought that that was so cool. I talked to the representative over there and they kind of told me a little more about it. The idea is essentially that there are different neighborhoods, but they are connected so that you have a bit of a different flavor everywhere. And by the way, if you have watched Beast Games, which is Mr. Beast TV show that was on Crave just like last year, this is where they had it, like kind of in this area. It's now disassembled, but it's actually this area is where they filmed it. So here is the timeline of all of the things that are happening. So in terms of timelines, of course, this is really hard to tell when is what's going to be built because delays and yada yada. But over here it says on their timeline from 2026 to 2031, construction of the first neighborhood, the Harbour District, begins. So I do highly encourage you to check out this presentation area because yes, we just walked in over here as I mentioned on the weekend. It's beautifully designed. It has an homage to all of the airplanes that used to be built over here. There's even an airplane outside. They even had live music. And when we were there, they had a number of food stations and kind of like a small market. It was really cool to hang out. I'm not sure, of course, if they're going to do something like this in the winter, but this was really cool vibe. I got some plantain doubles, and what else did we get? Virgin mojito and some Filipino skewers. Excellent. Everything was really, really well done. And there was a really lovely musician singing as well. And the third really cool development is the Ontario Place. It has been sort of vacant for quite some time if you've been in Toronto. It's a beautiful place. It's right on the Lake Ontario. Let me just insert quickly the map so that you can see what we're talking about geographically. And let's go right into some of the key facts. So, major initiative of the province of Ontario to transform Ontario Place into a world-class year-round destination. We definitely need more cool kind of things to brag about in terms of what to do in Toronto. I get that question asked a lot, so that would be a great addition. Main components are Live Nation, which is like a concert hall, kind of sort of halfway, half outdoor, half indoor. Therme Canada is a cool spa. Ontario Science Center relocation, which I'm very excited about as I used to actually work in the old Ontario Science Center, so this will be interesting to see. Over 50 acres of free public parkland will be created. A large public parking structure is part of the plan, above ground, 3,500 parking spaces. If you know anything about Toronto, you know that parking, traffic are just always a challenge, so this is amazing news. Expected to attract from 4 to 6 million visitors per year once fully opened. About 5,000 jobs across construction and operations. This is the one that I don't have much of the video of because this is sort of kind of closed off right now because they're going to be developing. I did go online. There's lots of really beautiful videos and renderings. So here's a quick map. As you can see, we have Live Nation, Brigantine Cove, Forum, Water's Edge, Marina, Ontario Science Center over there, Therme Spa. And over here, I'm just going to quickly show you different renderings that they're doing. Water's Edge definitely looks gorgeous. It would be an amazing place to just kind of be by the water. And by the way, they're saying that this is going to be just open 24/7, so you can go any time of the day, sunset, sunrises. Therme Group and Therme Spa looks absolutely amazing. I definitely am going to be watching over these guys to see when and how they develop. They, as I understand, have locations in Europe, UK, United States, and the Middle East. So hopefully you can see why I think these three projects are gonna just add to Toronto, add to the people of Toronto and to the province in general. Very excited for all of them to develop and to see, and of course experience in the future. Definitely let me know down below what are your thoughts if you know much about these projects, and of course whether or not you're excited. Please subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed content such as this, and I will see you next time. Bye.